Let's talk about black tea. It's one of the most popular drinks on the entire planet, but it's so much more than just a simple beverage. We're about to go on a trip around the world to see how a single plant can produce a mind-boggling variety of flavors, all depending on geography, history, and technique. So let's dive in. I want to start with something you've probably seen before. Picture this. You're at the store, you see these two bottles of milk tea from the exact same brand. You might think, they're probably the same. But if you've ever tried both, you know they are not. They taste totally different. So what's the deal?
Well, the secret isn't really about the extra ingredients like condensed milk or roasted barley. No, it all comes down to the tea itself. The yellow one? That's made with Ceylon black tea, which gives it that crisper, more tea-forward flavor. And the blue one uses Assam black tea, which is perfect for that richer, milkier taste. And that right there, that one little difference, opens up the whole world of black tea. Where the leaf is grown, well, it changes everything.
And that's exactly where we're going first, to the historic heart of black tea, Asia. We're kicking off our journey into absolutely legendary tea regions, Sri Lanka and China, to see just how their environments shape what ends up in your cup.
First up, Sri Lanka, the island nation that used to be called Ceylon. Ceylon tea is practically a household name, right? It's famous all over the world. But here's the thing you might not know. Ceylon tea isn't just one single flavor. The real key to its taste is the island's geography, and it all boils down to one critical factor: altitude.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Up in the cool, misty highlands, the tea plants give us these delicate, super fragrant leaves. You know, the kind you want to sip slowly all on its own. But then you go down to the warmer, rainier lowlands, and that same type of plant produces a much bolder, punchier, more stringent tea. That strong flavor is exactly why it's a huge hit in the Middle East, where they brew it strong. So think about that. Same plant, different elevation, two completely different experiences.
And here's a little pro tip for you. If you want to make sure you're getting the genuine article, keep an eye out for this lion logo. It's not just a cool graphic, it's a legal guarantee from the Sri Lankan Tea Board. It means what's inside is 100% pure Ceylon tea. And, this is important, it was packed right there in Sri Lanka. It's a true mark of quality.
Okay, from the crisp teas of Sri Lanka, let's journey over to Yunnan province in China. Now, if Sri Lanka is famous for that bright Ceylon character, Yunnan is the homeland for some of the planet's most robust, malty, and incredibly complex black teas. This region is a true powerhouse of flavor.
And the diversity here is just amazing. It's not just one kind of tea plant. You have the original, the Assamica varietal, which is the foundation. But then you have these modern hybrids like Yunnan, which were bred specifically to be sweeter with those classic multi notes. And then you get the really special stuff, the wild tree varietal. When this tea ages, it develops these unbelievable, complex notes that taste like red wine and fruit. It's just an incredible display of true craftsmanship. So, we've seen the ancient traditions in Asia. Now the story takes a sharp turn towards the modern and industrial as we pivot to a new giant on the scene, Africa. While Asia is the historical heartland, Africa has become the engine of the global tea market, churning out massive amounts of tea for the whole world. And when we talk about African tea, we're really talking about Kenya. It's the epicenter. The climate and location are just perfect for growing tea, which has helped it become the world's #1 exporter of black tea. Seriously, there's a very good chance that the tea bags in your pantry right now started their journey in Kenya.
So you might be wondering, how do they produce that much tea? Well, a huge part of the answer lies in a method called CTC. It stands for Crush, Tear, Curl. It's this super efficient mechanized process that turns big tea leaves into tiny, hard pellets. The whole method is built for speed, consistency, and a strong flavor.
So what we have here are really two completely different ways of thinking about tea. The traditional orthodox method you see in Asia is all about preserving the whole leaf to get those nuanced, complex flavors. It's for sipping. But the CTC method is designed to create small granules that give you a strong, bold, and consistent cup really fast. And look, one isn't better than the other. They just have totally different jobs. CTC is absolutely perfect for a strong cup of milk tea or for a tea bag that needs to infuse quickly.
Okay, so we've got our regions, we've got our different methods. Now let's zoom out and take a look at the big picture. What does this all mean for the world market?
Just take a look at that number. Over $50 billion. That's what the global black tea market is expected to be worth in about a decade. This isn't just a drink, it's a massive global industry, and it shows just how much we all love our black tea.
And what's really fascinating is seeing where all these different teas find a home.
Remember that bold, astringent tea from the lowlands of Sri Lanka? Well, this chart shows you exactly who loves it the most. A massive amount gets shipped to the Middle East and to countries in the former Soviet Union. They prize that strong, bracing flavor. It's a perfect match.
And in some countries, tea is so much more than a beverage, it's woven into the very fabric of daily life. Take Turkey. People there are sipping strong black tea all day long, which is why they have the highest consumption per person in the world. And then there's India. Get this, even though they're a huge producer, they drink a staggering 83% of their own tea. It's literally the fuel of the nation, sold on every street corner as sweet, milky chai.
All right, so we've traveled all over the tea world, from the mountains of Sri Lanka to the fields of Kenya. So let's bring all this knowledge home. How can you actually use this to pick out your next cup of tea?
Think of this as your personal cheat sheet. So, what are you in the mood for? If you want something light and fragrant that you can sip straight, look for a high-grown Ceylon from Sri Lanka. If you're craving something complex, malty, and fruity for a quiet afternoon, a black tea from Yunnan is what you want. And if you're making a strong milk tea or just need a powerful punch from a tea bag, Kenyan CTC is your best friend.
So the next time you're standing in the tea aisle, you'll know what's up. You'll know there's an entire world of history, geography, and technique right there in that box. You're not just picking a tea anymore. You're choosing a place, a process, a whole flavor story. So knowing everything you know now, which journey will you be taking with your next cup?